So glorious Goodwood day 2. It's the Wednesday. I hope everybody is well and I hope you're all enjoying the sunshine. Looks like another hot day at Goodwood and also over in Ireland at Galway. 2 good days of weather and hopefully 2 good days of racing this Wednesday. Really looking forward to Wednesday. As I said, it's going to be another hot one down at Goodwood. Hope you had a good day 1 if you had some bets at Goodwood, and fingers crossed we can find some winners for Wednesday. If you're at either Goodwood or Galway or any other racecourse over the week, hope you have a really good time. Right, with no further ado, let's take a look at some selections for Wednesday. So begin on Wednesday at 1:50 for the first race of the day. It's a Class 2 handicap over 1 mile 4. It's the Coral handicap. The Coral Daily Rewards Shaker handicap to be specific. But anyway, Lord of Love and Subsequent head the field, both on the back of back-to-back wins, so back a lot there. 10-3 Lord of Love, Subsequent around 4-1. Going for 1 at an each way price here. Voyage around 12-1, although it is much shorter on other sites, so quite interesting. 12-1 currently Bet365. Voyage as skinny as 7-1 on Sky Bet, so interesting. There must be some money around for him somewhere. I certainly think he's an each way player. Struggled last time out at Ascot when 13-14. Started okay, but seemed to fade quite badly. Before that, if you remember, he ran in the Betfred Derby at Epsom and unseated on leaving the stalls. I really fancied him to have a good go at it that day. Unfortunately unseated. His only other start this year was at Newbury, where he won the race really well over 1 mile 2 and looked a really interesting prospect. I thought was going to have a really good year, and obviously he's had a couple of bad times of it, but I think if things go his way, if he can rebound, that price is really interesting at 12-1. Certainly feel if he is on his game, there's potential there for Voyage to run a really good race here in the first at Goodwood on Wednesday. Best of luck if you're having a bet in the 150. Next we move to 2:25 on Wednesday. It's race 2. Oak Tree Stakes. It's a Group 3. This one over 7 furlongs. Pretty good race this one, and we like it. Jabara is the market leader currently, although that things could change. Kathmandu, bit of money around for Kathmandu as well. But Jabara, really liked the look of her. I thought she performed really nicely last time out at Newmarket. That was over the mile, and that was, of course, a Group 1 race for the fillies and mares. This one, and that was obviously won by Porta Fortuna. If you remember, Porta Fortuna won it pretty easy, but Jabara ran really well in second that day. And we know what horse Porta Fortuna is. There's absolutely no shame in losing to Porta Fortuna. That's why I feel this field is perfect for Jabara to go and get the job done. Always seems to give it her all. This year, really good performances in all of her races. That's why I just feel she's will continue here at Goodwood. Lovely course, Goodwood, and expect hopefully another good performance by Jabara. Roger Varian trained. That is the selection for Goodwood 2:25 on Wednesday. So next at Goodwood we move to the last race of the day, 5:20. An interesting Class 3 handicap here over 7 furlongs. 20 runners expected in this one. Whirlpool handicap. Misinformation. I do like her. She heads the market. She's around 4-1. Really good. A couple of performances. Certainly the one to beat. Do like her. I think the only thing that puts me off is the slightly skinny price there. But going for ones at each way prices here. And we start with Racing Breaks Rider there, right at the bottom. 14-1. Very interesting run on this. He had such a really good start to 2023, seems to be progressing and looking like a really exciting prospect. Slowed down a little bit, ran some big fields, some big meetings. Ascot, this Goodwood meeting as well, and seemed to slow. His progress seemed to slow towards the end of 2023. This year again, been a bit of a mixed bag, but his one good run was at Goodwood, 4th, 12th back in May. I thought ran okay that day. Ran on a bit towards the end, was 12 to 1. So certainly feel that 14 to 1 is an interesting price. I think weight wise looked pretty good. I think the handicap mark I think looks really reasonable. He certainly looks due, Racing Bakes rider, and at that type of price, quite fancy him to at least hit the frame. And then one at a really big price here, Wob. Gotta love that name. Yeah, really big prices, 28 to 1, potentially bigger in other places. Just feels like it's the right time for Wob. It's been an indifferent year. A good win at Thirsk back in May. That was a Class 4. But we know this horse can do well at Goodwood. Ran second in this race last year. That was on heavy ground, albeit, but ran really well under £2 lighter than the weight Wob will go today. Sorry, £4 lighter. 9.7 that day, 9.11 for Wednesday. So certainly feel it's not an ideal weight for Wob, but certainly we know that he can run well at Goodwood. And at that type of price, in a big field handicap, if you can get some extra places, feels like there is some value potentially in there. So that is Wob and Racing Bakes rider for the last on Wednesday at Goodwood. And now we venture over to Galway. 7:10 for a wide open handicap here. Galway Plate handicap this one. 25 runners expected in this race. Lots of big names, lots of big trainers. And we're going here for Zana here. Gordon Elliott trained. Jack Kennedy on board. Looks well handicapped, this horse, 10-11 when you compare it to the rest of the field and the credentials that Zana here has. Really nice 4th at Cheltenham, back at the festival in March, followed up at Fairyhouse with a bit of an indifferent run at the end of March. Haven't seen him since then. I do expect him to be there or thereabouts in this race. That price just does seem pretty nice if you can get some extra places in what is a really interesting race. I certainly feel the trip is an interesting one for Zana. Has run over a variety of different distances in the past. Don't feel this should be too much of an issue for him, although his last win was just over 2 miles. But certainly, just feel all factors considered, feels like a bit of value in that price. But Galway, very unpredictable at times. It's a wonderful festival that can be unpredictable. Best of luck if you're having a bet at Galway or Goodwood or anywhere else for that matter this coming Wednesday. Hope everybody is well and having a good week, and we'll speak again soon. Take care and all the best.